Hey guys, this is Alan with Keepical. We're keeping groups together. I wear many hats, but most of you know me as a mastermind group facilitator and a program director. Today we're going to do things just a little bit different, and I'm going to interview a professional project manager. His name is J.R. Russell, and he's somebody that I've known for about a year and a half now, tied to the mastermind group facilitation as an industry. So J.R., can you tell us just a little bit about your background and the business that you're in?
Certainly. It's a pleasure to be here too. I want to tell you, Alan, it's always good talking with you. I started in the military back in the Vietnam era and spent 21 years as a Russian linguist. And then I retired from the military and became a project manager in civilian life and managed a lot of international programs and portfolios and spent a lot of time on the road traveling over the former Soviet Union.
So how is it that you went from being a Russian linguist, right, in the military for 21 years, and then ended up in private practice out in the real world in project management?
Well, it was probably due to my commanders answering me when I would come up with a good idea that I thought was a good idea. And they said, yeah, that is a good idea. Make it happen. And so it was up to me to draw up a plan of how to execute that vision that I had had. And so I learned how to do the little tasks to go from planning through initiation and execution, and then closing down whatever it was. And that's called project management. I didn't know that at the time, but I later learned, over a decade later, that there was something called project management.
Let's talk about masterminds. So the business that you're starting now, or have started about 3 years ago, it's called Imaginarium, is that right?
Imaginarium Masterminds Incorporated.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it was actually an idea that started in an embryonic form about 3 years ago, and we weren't really sure what we were going to do and how we were going to do it until a friend of ours, Karen Greenstreet, decided to send an email out saying she's starting a facilitation course for mastermind facilitators. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. I had been a coach, and I had known her previously as a coach. She was actually an instructor at Coach U and a member of the International Coach Federation. And so I looked into what this mastermind thing was and looked at her website and decided to take the training because I'd liked group coaching. I'd done individual and group coaching in the past, and I really got more stimulation out of the group and what the group could bring to the table in those kind of coaching discussions.
So JR, is that how you were first introduced to mastermind groups?
Yeah, it really was. I really wasn't familiar. I'd heard about them, and I'd heard people using the term, often not accurately. And so I decided that it might be a really good way to do what I wanted to do, because I didn't want to be this subject matter expert giving advice and that kind of stuff, because I wanted to try to mentor the people that I would be involved with, but let them come to the conclusions themselves. And I would help them. I would facilitate them. So being a mastermind facilitator seemed like a good way to do it.
So bringing up dropping names there with Karen Greenstreet, which, let me put in a plug. Her company is the Success Alliance, and I would certainly love to get her on here to interview at some time. She's really an expert and a true artist in the industry.
Absolutely.
And I just point out that that's how you and I met. I guess it's been a year and a half ago. So JR, tell me, what exactly is the PM Mastermind Academy?
The PM Mastermind Academy is for project managers in all phases of the careers. They could be managing projects or programs or even portfolios much larger.
So this involves obviously forming mastermind groups with these project managers. And is there coaching involved? Is there education involved? What else is it going to be involved in?
There's both. There's education and coaching involved, and mentoring too for the apprentices. simply because we found that in industry, and it can be any industry, project management spans from software that you've been involved with to construction to and almost everything. And a lot of companies just don't have the ability to train in-house their project managers on the necessary project management techniques and topics that they need to know. Larger companies can do that, but oftentimes they have to go out and get that training elsewhere. So what we're trying to do is provide foundational training in the form of e-courses and videos that are all online, and the project managers will be able to be on there as well as participate in online community forums and share their discussions back and forth, share lessons learned, share tools that they use in their PM practices.
So kind of, I mean, I know the answer is obvious to me, but it may not be to the viewers. And that is, well, why even involve masterminds or peer guidance groups? Why not just do education and coaching?
So what we think will happen, and we're going to be collecting data as the time goes on, that masterminding will help people really retain that knowledge that they're learning and implement that with their own project teams too. We're using the masterminds with the peer groups, but we're also going to be training them how they can implement mastermind techniques with their own project teams to enhance project success.
So to sort of wind things down and shift gears a bit, if we try to use the little crystal ball and look off into the future 5 years from now, where would you like to see Imaginarium at some future state?
I would hope that Imaginarium Masterminds Incorporated will be providing the service that we're going to be providing with the PM Mastermind Academy for individual project managers, that many companies will see that as a valuable service and contract with us, and all project managers will be utilizing our techniques and especially masterminding with their peers and their project teams.
So, JR, in the amount of time that I've known you and worked with you, I can tell you that you're a true detail guy. I know when we were getting ready for this interview, you sent me a white paper that was supposed to be like a little statement, you know, to help me understand. And it took me a while over lunch to read that whole thing. I mean, you just really, you really got it figured out A to Z. And I can tell you're putting together some really solid material to help these people in the future. And so I'll let you know that we'll when we get through the video and get it posted, we'll provide some information. And I know your launch is this sometime here this fall, right away soon. And so I'd encourage any of the viewers that might be interested to certainly look you guys up and see if there would be a good fit there. And so, JR, thank you for being my guest today. Guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to view our little bit video clip today. I love to hear from you. You can comment or certainly get in touch with me at keeplocal.com. We're keeping groups together.